We begin with the classic muscle. This archetype is the most traditional form of bully, relying on physical intimidation and overt power plays. They don't deal in nuance or social subtext. Their dominance is rooted in the threat of force. You will find them claiming territory, the back of the bus or the center of the cafeteria, forcing others to literally navigate around them. They are loud, they are visible, and that visibility is the entire point. Every shove in the hallway, every lunch tray knocked over, every locker slammed shut near someone's face is a performance, a public demonstration of power designed to remind everyone watching exactly where they stand. They often target those they perceive as easy marks to reinforce their own reputation as the alpha of the physical space. But here is what nobody tells you about the classic muscle. The performance is exhausting, and underneath it is almost always someone who learned very early that size was the only currency they had. Next is the social architect. Unlike the muscle, this bully rarely leaves a bruise. Instead, they use social capital as their primary weapon. Often popular and highly intelligent, they weaponize exclusion, rumors, and the silent treatment. They are masters of the psychological squeeze, making their victims feel like social pariahs without ever raising their voice. What makes them dangerous is how invisible their methods are. There is no single moment you can point to, no obvious crime, just a slow erosion of your social standing until one day you look around and realize the lunch table is full and there is no room for you. They don't just target individuals, they manipulate the entire social circle to turn against a specific person, ensuring total isolation. The most chilling part is that they often do it with a smile. They will be the first to say they have no idea why everyone suddenly stopped liking you. What makes them dangerous is how invisible their methods are. In the age of constant connectivity, we have the digital shadow. This bully operates behind screens, using the anonymity of the internet to launch attacks around the clock. They are often less confrontational in person, but become aggressive online, spreading leaked secrets or doctored images across group chats. For their victims, the bullying doesn't end when the school day does. It follows them home, it sits on their nightstand, it lights up their phone at 2 in the morning. They rely on the cowardice of distance, using technology to inflict maximum damage with zero physical risk. The screen gives them a courage they do not have in person, and the audience that technology provides amplifies every attack in ways that would have been impossible in any previous generation. Not all bullies are socialites or athletes. The academic narcissist uses high grades and intellectual superiority to belittle others. They thrive in competitive environments, using their intelligence to make peers feel incompetent. Their bullying is subtle, condescending remarks about a classmate's question or public corrections intended to embarrass. A sigh when someone gives a wrong answer, a look exchanged with another high achiever that says, "Can you believe this person?" They view the classroom as a zero-sum game where their success requires everyone else to feel inferior. What separates them from simply being competitive is the enjoyment. They do not just want to win, they want you to know that you lost. We have the Frenemy Saboteur. This bully operates from within a victim's inner circle. They provide a false sense of security, only to use private information as ammunition later. Their goal is to keep their targets off balance, oscillating between support and sabotage to maintain psychological control. One week they're your closest confidant. The next week, the secret you told them is somehow common knowledge across the entire grade. They use intimacy as a tool for destruction, ensuring the victim never sees the betrayal coming until the social damage is already done. The cruelest part of this archetype is that they leave their victims doubting themselves. Was I wrong to trust them? Did I say too much? Am I the problem? That self-doubt is not accidental. It is the goal. Then there is the bystander bully. This one is the most overlooked archetype because they never throw a punch or send a single message. They simply watch. They laugh at the right moment. They stay silent when silence costs someone everything. They share the video without adding a caption. They sit at the table when someone is mocked and do nothing. Their power comes from complicity. By doing nothing, they signal to the aggressor that the behavior is acceptable, that there will be no consequences, that the audience approves. The bystander bully is often someone who is deeply afraid of becoming the next target, and so they choose participation through inaction. It is the most human of all the archetypes, and perhaps the most damaging, because there are always more bystanders than there are bullies. And finally, there is the authority abuser. This is the rarest and most overlooked archetype because it doesn't come from a fellow student, it comes from someone with institutional power. A teacher who singles out the same student every class, a coach who humiliates players in front of the team, a school official who dismisses complaints from certain students while taking others seriously. The authority abuser weaponizes trust and position, making their targets feel like the system itself is against them. And because of the power imbalance, their victims rarely feel they have any recourse at all. Whether it's through physical force, digital isolation, or institutional power, the school environment remains a testing ground for the same dynamics that govern the adult world. Recognizing these patterns is the first step in dismantling them, because every archetype we covered today has a weakness, and that weakness is awareness. Which archetype did you encounter in your school? Let us know in the comments. And if this video hit close to home, share it with someone who needs to see it. See you in the next one.